What's up, everyone? So excited to be here and be on. Today is all about the subconscious mind and how it rules almost our entire world. Our body functions on the subconscious mind. We choose to focus on what we choose to focus on because of something called the Reticular Activating System. I want to talk to you today about the subconscious mind, the reticular activating system, and how this is a bridge between the subconscious mind and our conscious minds, and how we can begin to make changes today. So with that being said, I want you guys to come on and talk about, who you are, where you're at. Hi, Casey. Yay. Where you're from, and I'm excited to get going here. So I'm going to go ahead and put in some information. Okay. So yes, tell you everything, Casey. Exactly. So to get started, I want to ask, what you guys know about the subconscious mind and how it works in your life. How do you think the subconscious mind manages your life? Hi, Nancy. So glad you're on. So the question is, how do you think the subconscious mind interacts with your daily life and your conscious mind? I'm just curious to see what people know and what people believe. So start commenting. It manages my dreamland. Yes, subconscious mind does manage your dreams. Hi, Chris. What else? What else does the subconscious mind manage, do you think? Bring it on through, guys. Bring the comments on through. I want to see what people who are tuning in believe the subconscious mind manages. You guys don't have anything else right now? Nothing? Let's see. Oh, what you feel deep down. Yes. Okay. So let me tell you about our subconscious mind first and how it works and how it interacts with our energy field. We are made of energy. Okay. The root of your behaviors. Very good, Casey. Casey, the geneticist. I think it adds layers to our lives. Let's see. What do you have to say, Chris? I think it adds layers to our lives that we need to peel back. Ooh, that's a really good one. Very good. Yes, I call it clearing away the subconscious stuff. Here's the deal with the subconscious. It manages over 95% of our life. And with that, we're made of energy. So if our subconscious mind is managing 95% of our lives here on Earth, it's managing our energy field. It's managing how we operate. It's managing how we interact with others, and it's managing how well we can connect with our higher self, our guides, higher dimensional aspects of who we are. If we want to make the trip to, I don't want to even call it make a trip, but open ourselves to higher dimensional aspects or expanded awareness, expanded consciousness of who we are, live a more mindful lifestyle, we have to get a handle on what is going on in our subconscious mind and learn to shift it. So it's very, very important that we begin to understand how the subconscious mind works and how we can shift what is happening in our world, okay? So it's extremely important to start considering how we can clear the subconscious mind and make differences in our lives based on that processing. So the subconscious mind manages so much as well of what's happening in our body. We don't think about how our heart beats. We don't think about what's happening and how our stomach digests. We don't think about how our blood circulates. Our subconscious mind is controlling these aspects of our everyday lives. We are bombarded by stimulation and things happening in the environment. You know, it could be 2 million different things going on, they say, at one time that you are processing, let's say, or you're choosing not to process. Okay, so our subconscious mind is managing what we choose to focus on in any given moment, because there is so much coming in terms of sensory and nerves and other things at all times. So our subconscious mind is deciding what is truly happening in our worlds around us and focusing on what it is that has been programmed in that space, this thing called the subconscious mind. There can be so many things that can be going on in your energy field, in your vibration, that impact what is happening subconsciously. It can also, what you're eating can impact your subconscious behavior. The amount of sleep you get can impact your subconscious behavior. Is your mind constantly buzzing and spinning, or are you able to quiet your mind and meditate and step into that expanded state of consciousness? When you're constantly buzzing and going and your mind is repeating nonstop, you do not have the ability to necessarily shut off what is going on within you. It is so important to understand that we are now in a space of understanding that everything is energy, and because everything is energy, we have the ability to truly shift our consciousness. What's exciting is, here's the bridge between science, spirituality, our current reality, and where we are going. So basically, it all comes down to something called the Reticular Activating System. This is a little part of your brain in the back, right in the hindbrain there, right in the back of your head, that has the ability to discern and focus on what you want to focus on in your environment. So anything going on around you, you're constantly taking in information and processing it. It's like 1,000,000 parts per minute, or 1,000,000 or more, 1,000,000 parts per second, or something like that. Some insane amount of perceiving going on. So the reticular activating system is there to determine what is most important to you based on your subconscious thoughts and focus on those things at any given moment in time. So, for example, you are interested in buying a new car. This is a classic one, okay? You're interested in buying a new car, you research it, you learn everything about it. What happens when you start driving in your environment? What happens when you start, looking around at the cars that you like and don't like? You find that you see that car everywhere. All of a sudden it's like, or if you buy a new car, you're like, all of a sudden I see this car everywhere. I didn't even know that a lot of people had this car. Now I see it everywhere. So really it's about the reticular activating system focusing on what you are putting energy into, or what your subconscious brain, what your subconscious mind is programmed to consider or to think. So how to begin to shift your consciousness, the subconscious brain, and how it operates with the conscious mind, is to start looking at the core beliefs or thought patterns that have formed in your subconscious mind, starting from childhood, experiences in childhood, different traumas that you've had, or beautiful positive experiences throughout your years growing up. there's always this, flip of like negative, what you consider negative experiences or lessons, or what you've learned those to be, or positive, experiences or lessons, or what you've decided that those are. And those play out in your subconscious mind, which then get activated when you're focusing on different things in your environment. For example, you could give a presentation. You could have 30 people talking about your presentation and how incredible it was, how inspired they were, how good it made them feel in the heart, whatever it is, what they learned. They could give you all this positive feedback about your presentation. There could be one person that comes up to you and says, or that you ask, oh, how was it for you? And they say, yeah, it was okay. I didn't really get that much from it. It was all right. And you focus on that one person. Here you have 30 people that have given you positive feedback. And that one person gives you this bit of information that doesn't feel good, that triggers you, that triggers that subconscious thought pattern that you've developed about yourself. And you focus on it, you obsess on it. You're like, how could have I done better? What could I have done differently? How could I have shifted this way of doing my presentation? When really the reality is, if you're looking at it from an objective perspective, you had a lot of people with really positive responses, 30 to 1, 30 to 1. So what happens in the past to create these subconscious thought patterns? You have these experiences, events, or traumas that a trauma can happen that creates, new neural pathways in your brain because it was such a traumatic incident. It creates these different ways of thinking, and it imprints in your energy field. It really shifts how you're feeling about your life. You can have recurring negative patterns of people telling you you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you need to lose weight. We need to have a perfect home in which we live in. We need to have, you're not smart enough, you're not, whatever those recurring thoughts that you heard at different times growing up, they're continually playing in the subconscious mind. So what happens is that information then, or you have these ideas, or when you're growing up, your parents worked so hard, or they didn't get many breaks, or you developed ideas about things based on your environment that imprints in your subconscious mind as well as your energy field. So, you can see your parents struggling and upset all the time and focused on all the negative in the environment, or whatever that is. That imprints in your subconscious, and that begins to be what you focus on. So what happens is, with the reticular activating system being that bridge between the subconscious and the conscious mind, when you're in your environment, you may begin to focus on what is not in your highest and best interest. And so that is what you see. And because that becomes confirming, that is then what you begin to believe. That's what you begin to believe your life is. That's what you begin to believe is truth. That's what you begin to believe is your destiny. I'm destined to, always be struggling. I'm destined to always, have problems in relationships, whatever it is. You have these subconscious thoughts, patterns, beliefs, limiting beliefs. I've been working with a lot of different people, and it seems like again and again this stuff is coming up. They feel overwhelmed when they try to move forward with different aspects of their life. They're paused by intense fear or blocks that don't allow them to take the next steps in their life. The most important thing that you need to understand is that it requires a conscious effort and commitment to make the change. And what that change entails is working with the reticular activating system to reprogram it. You can reprogram your reticular activating system and what it chooses to focus on in your life environment, your thoughts, your beliefs. And that will then change what's going on in your subconscious mind and begin to integrate the subconscious thought patterns with the conscious thought patterns. So one thing that happened to me growing up is that my mom always had to make the house perfect. If anyone was coming over, all of a sudden there was all this nervous energy in the house. We had to clean everything up. It was very stressful from a child's perspective to have someone come over or have her organize an event or whatever it may be. It became very, I don't know, scary, constricting, whatever it is. And what happened to me growing up in that environment is I picked up on this subconscious idea that if people are coming over, it's going to be a very stressful situation. If my house is not in perfect order, it's going to be a very stressful situation. If I don't do everything perfectly when they come over and everything isn't served in the right time and isn't eaten in the right time and things, it's not going to be a positive situation. So as a result, as an adult, for many of my years, I have just gotten so nervous and triggered when people come over to my home. It's not always clean and perfect. I have hi Candy, so good to see you. I have 3 children, 15, 12, and 9. They make a constant mess of my house. It looks like people live here. There's stuff in the kitchen, there's stuff in the living room, there's stuff in their rooms and my room, whatever. It looks like people live here, okay? When people come over to my house, I'm like scurrying. I'm telling them to like clean up, get everything fixed. I want everything just right. I want to make sure all the right beverages are here. And I get this nervous intensity. It's something very subconscious. It's my nervous system, kicking into that parasympathetic nervous system, fight or flight response when people are coming over to my house. That's how intense it gets. So I've been working on, because I go to other people's homes that may not be perfect and they're totally fine. They're relaxed. They have tons of people coming in and out. They don't care. I'm learning a lot from that. So I have been working to reprogram my reticular activating system in my brain so that I am more comfortable with people coming over to my house. What does that require? Step 1 for me was going into deep meditation, theta brainwave state meditation, and pulling up times in my life when those triggers were really present. So the first time I got my first age was age 6. I had to work with my 6-year-old self to make her feel comfortable about where she's at in her life, allow her to adjust to what's happening currently for her, and tell her everything's okay, that this isn't her trauma, this isn't her stress, she doesn't have to take on the anxiety, that she can enjoy herself and have fun and play, and it doesn't have to be such a stressful situation. I have then worked with her on, I asked her, what do you want to do for fun? What do you want to do to have a good time? What do you want to, so I asked my 6-year-old self, what do you want to do that would be fun to you? She answered the questions. She skipped off in joy and went into the light. This is a theta brainwave technique where I bring you down into the core of Mother Earth. Your vibration goes down to the core of Mother Earth, moves up through the body, up through the different dimensional aspects of you to create your space. And we do work on the different subconscious aspects or points in your life where these beliefs, thoughts, blocks have began. And they become habits. Your habits are subconscious. These thought patterns are subconscious. So it's working with these different aspects of your life where these traumas or situations happened, healing those processes, healing those aspects of yourself. Then you got to work on the reprogramming. It's about reprogramming. So how do you do the reprogramming? It's affirmations, it's mantras, it's taking time to quiet your mind. It's literally listening to mantras like, I am beautiful. I am brilliant. I am financially independent. I have compassion for myself first and others. I forgive others for what I perceive they have done to me that has harmed me. I do the best I can in every aspect of my life. I put the best effort forward in all my different areas, like my career, my family, my personal life, my relationships. You build these mantras. Nice. I am flexible and flowing. Beautiful. You create these mantras for yourself to help reverse these subconscious thoughts, beliefs, actions that you have been dealing with in your life. You need this consistent daily support to make that happen. So what that means for you is to essentially work on this, practice this, commit to this every day. It could be 5 minutes of listening to a mantra in the morning that makes you feel good. You listen to it throughout the day when your negative thought patterns begin. You listen to it before you go to sleep. You've got to start committing to yourself and practicing the positive affirmations and mantras to reprogram your reticular activating system. For example, traffic. I have a job where sometimes I deal with a lot of traffic. So rather than saying, oh, I have to deal with the traffic today and drive, and it's like automatic negative imprints, automatic negative perceptions, I say, okay, I'm driving in traffic today. That'll give me time to make the calls I need. I can listen to my books on audio. I can listen to guided meditation. That'll actually be quite relaxing before I get to work. Rather than going straight from home with my kids to work, I can actually focus on this aspect of the drive that can actually be relaxing. That's looking at things a totally different way. How about this? Once you start recognizing your subconscious thoughts as well, that's where that recognition begins to shift what's going on. Here's another thing about driving. Someone cuts you off. Do you cuss them out, freaking out, flick them off? Is that your automatic subconscious response? Or is it, oh, I bet they're in a rush, I'll let them go. They can, speed by, it's fine, I don't care. What is that going on within you? You need to identify what your subconscious thoughts are, what the roots of the thoughts are, and what age these things began. You can ask yourself, what do I feel about myself? You get an automatic answer from the subconscious. What age did that begin? You get an automatic answer. It's really, really important to begin to live your life in control of your life, in control of your consciousness. When you begin reprogramming the reticular activating system, you integrate what's going on in the subconscious mind with the conscious mind. So there isn't such a dichotomy happening. So there isn't such a flip and dichotomy and stuff like that going on that is creating a situation where you have these conscious thoughts that you're trying to push through, and your subconscious is showing you something else. Your subconscious is confirming other beliefs that you've had historically. Now is the time to make this change. This is why I'm doing this program today. I'm going to continue pumping out this information because if anyone knows what I do, I'm a master channeler, I'm a success strategist, and I am a spiritual practitioner. As a master channeler, I connect in with universal information, knowledge, knowings. I write it all the time. I put out videos of channeling all the time. I can immediately tune into what your issues are, bring that forward. And it's extremely important to offer that opportunity for yourself to make these changes. For whatever reason, what's going on in the universe right now is this push to make change for yourself. It's like you can choose to get your lessons the feathery way, the brick way, or the Mack truck when you haven't faced what you need to face in your life. It is so important that you begin to understand that you are a true co-creator here on this planet. You actually do have control over your thoughts, your beliefs, your conscious behaviors, your subconscious behaviors. And when you learn to reprogram the reticular activating system, it's that process of the subconscious integrating with the conscious mind so that there's a true oneness and integration within you. It's like integrating the masculine and feminine, integrating different aspects of who you are. You know, I realized more recently that it's so easy for me to receive love and give love and be this big love in the world and feel wonderful. Give love to my family, receive. I've gotten so much better at receiving. And there was still this little part of me that was not integrated. I am currently working on that. And what I call it is the scarcity mindset. It's this idea that somehow I'm not enough. I need to do more. I need to be more. I need to, we are enough as we are. It's the sufficiency paradigm. It's the sufficiency philosophy. You are enough as you are. It's all how you look at your life. It's all how you look at what's happening in your world. Thank you so much, Nancy, for sharing this out. If anyone else wants to share this right now so people can tune in, that would be great. This is really, really important information for people to hear because people are coming up against one issue after another in their lives, including myself. I've been working on these things. This is why I'm teaching it. And they're done. It's like, I'm fed up. How do I make change? How do I do things differently in my life? I've worked so hard on this, this, and this. How do I integrate everything? Bring it together. Bring it to the world. How do I do this? It's reprogramming the subconscious mind. It's working with the reticular activating system to program positive thoughts so that you can begin to focus on positive things in your environment. So you can begin to focus on things you're in gratitude for in your environment. So you can begin to see the beauty in you, the beauty in your body, the beauty in your heart, the beauty in your soul, because that reflects on everything and everyone in your environment. Your thoughts, feelings, and emotions create your reality. What you feel, what you focus on, you bring to you, you create. After all, thoughts are energy. Thoughts are vibration. Your subconscious mind is energy. Your reticular activating system is an electric function of your brain. It's using electricity to function. It's using different aspects of your nervous system to function and relay information through the neural pathways. It's critical that now more than ever, especially moving into the more 5D consciousness, that we integrate the subconscious mind with the conscious mind. I offer you an opportunity to begin doing this tomorrow. There's a tons of stuff on YouTube. You can look up, you can look up positive mantras, positive affirmations, meditating, even just 5-10 minutes to quiet the mind. Offering yourself an opportunity to shift your subconscious by reprogramming that reticular activating system. Because at some point there was all these subconscious habits. There's all these habits formed based on something that was happening repetitively in your life that is now, working in your subconscious mind. It's what's coming forward in your daily thoughts, behaviors, beliefs. So you have the ability to start changing your life today by reprogramming these subconscious thoughts that were programmed in there probably often a long time ago. They're habits. You can reprogram a habit. What do they say? In 21 days, you can reprogram these things. And it also requires a depth of healing, this stuff that has happened in the past. It requires that process of healing. So what I do as a success strategist, spiritual practitioner, master channeler, is in working with me, we go back to those ages. We cleanse and clear that energy field. We integrate that energy from that age into your current self and release it. We choose to shift and working together, reprogramming what happened during that time so it becomes a positive experience. So it becomes a cohesive and coherent and harmonizing experience for you. So we go as far back as we need to. As a master channeler, I tune in with the guides, angels, whatever comes through to support you in this process. It's immediate. I get information like this. I get information before people say things to me. We go through reprogramming all the way back as far in your history as we need to. We go through that reprogramming using the theta brainwave technique, which is extremely powerful. The theta brainwave is the same, it's hypnosis. It's a state of hypnosis. It's that state between awake and sleep. It's what a lot of masters go to in meditation. I go to it. A lot of people that are into mindfulness and meditation use the theta brainwave state. They go there to meditate and go other places. So what I do is help you work through these traumas all the way through. I also work to create personalized mantras and meditations for you to use daily. A morning mantra for the morning, when you first wake up to get your mind shifted and positive thinking right when you get up. And then a guided meditation personalized for you at the end of the day. So as you're going to sleep, you have clearing, cleansing of all the energy of the day, and you're programming your mind for deep sleep going into the subconscious. This works, people, because it's daily support for you. The hardest thing, and I've even found for myself, is that when I have gone through this process of changing aspects of myself and working through those things, healing, shifting, changing, and I've worked with other practitioners and friends such as my dear friend Chris on here, who we do trades. We call each other angel sisters. We do trades and energy work and everything else. When I've gotten that work done, when I've done it, I've found it hard to stay consistent with it, right? It's like, oh yeah, I got to listen to this, or oh yeah, I got to do that. And then you forget, and then you go back into these old habits. It's like a short regression, a small regression. So with these daily mantras and meditations, it's like you wake up in the morning and you're committed to listening to it every morning. It's a simple commitment. It's 5 minutes. Very simple. The program I've created is based on my own extremely busy schedule. So it doesn't require watching programs and this and that kind of thing. It's very simplified so that you can do this first thing in the morning, you do it when you go to sleep, and then you may get into the habit of wanting to listen to this stuff more and more because it feels good. It helps you shift out of your current mindset. After doing it for a certain number of days, things are going to change. Your reality is going to change. You're going to find that things that used to trigger you aren't going to trigger you so much. Things that used to not feel good are going to begin to shift in your world. So this 90-day program I have is amazing, and I'm very, very excited about it. And what I'm doing is I'm offering a mini strategy session so that you can learn about this 90-day program to shift everything in your world, shift your reality, clear out the subconscious, integrate the subconscious with your conscious mind, and begin taking action on what you want today without the triggers, the perceived blocks, the limiting beliefs. It works. It works, and it's around the reticular activating system. So what I have is I'm offering a free 30-minute strategy session we'll start attacking stuff right away. We'll work together. I'll give you tips. I'll give you information stuff. I'll channel. I'll give you information right away that I'm getting so that you can get stuff out of that 30-minute session. So the 30-minute strategy session is for us to talk about where you're at and where you want to go and what's going on. So that I'm offering, I think I put it on here. If I didn't put the link on here, I will. I'm really, really excited about this program, and it's a very, very powerful way to provide daily support for you. And if anything that you got from today, you got to start tomorrow. It's a commitment. It's a commitment to truly changing, because you can't stand what's been going on. You want to make those positive changes to shift your life in the best way. I'm going to open it up for a few questions. You can ask about your life. You can ask about, what I'm talking about here, what you want to do for you. Go ahead. If you want to ask a couple questions, go for it. If you're on here and you haven't announced yourself or where you're at, go ahead and tell me where you're from. That would be wonderful. Any questions? Anything that any information you guys want to get? I know that I was very thorough and hopefully be able to explain how the reticular activating system is really the bridge between the conscious and subconscious self. Reprogramming for more happiness in your life, fulfillment, shifting beliefs, what you focus on, bringing more love into your life. That's where the power's at. Anyone else have any questions or anything? I'm just going to take a moment to do a little 5-minute mantra. Okay, I'm going to do a little 5-minute mantra so that you guys can feel what it feels like to experience this cleansing and clearing. So I want everyone to begin by taking breaths deep into the belly. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Hi, Melissa. So glad you could join. Wonderful. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. I now want you to experience your energy expanding out beyond the physical body, allowing yourself to be this beautiful band of light, seeing yourself as a beautiful ball of light energy right out in front of you. We're going to connect it to the core of Mother Earth and up to Creator. We're going to take it in through the solar plexus, sacral chakra, root chakra, upper legs, knees, lower legs, feet, down through the floor, all the way down to the core of Mother Earth. We're going to open this beautiful ball of light energy that is you. We're going to allow it to connect into the core of Mother Earth. We're going to now bring this beautiful ball of light energy that is you back together again. We're going to come up from the core of Mother Earth, up through the earth, up through the crystalline caves, up through the earth chakra, floor, feet, lower legs, knees, upper legs, root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus, heart chakra, throat chakra, third eye, crown chakra. Breaking up through the crown chakra, we're going to move through the planes of the universe to connect with Creator. Move up through white light, dark light, white light. We're going to move up through what I call the rainbow band of colors or universal laws of energy into iridescent white light. You have now entered creator space, this beautiful space around you, iridescent white light. As you're floating in this magical space of light, I want you to recognize these beautiful white French doors with golden handles. Float over to those French doors, turn the golden handle and step through. You have now entered Creator's Gardens. Allow this much higher vibrational frequency to move through your body. And we're going to do a little mantra together. I want you to repeat after me. I am healthy. I am beautiful. I do the best I can every day of my life. I am divine. I am whole as I am. I am financially independent. Money comes to me easily and effortlessly. I have so much joy in my life. I love everyone around me, and they appreciate and love me. My heart is opened, and my mind works in support of my heart. I love myself unconditionally. My body is beautiful. I am excited about what life has to bring. There is so much to be thankful for. I forgive those that I feel have harmed me in my life. I am a part of the oneness. I enjoy different aspects of my life. I am healthy. And I love myself unconditionally. Thank you for joining me today. I had a lot of fun talking about the reticular activating system, the subconscious mind, and how important it is to integrate what's happening in the subconscious with the conscious mind so that you can begin living your life in more of an integrated, wonderful, loving way. If you have any questions, feel free to message me here on Facebook. My website is www.amandamariemasters.com. And if you'd like, book a 30-minute strategy session with me so that I can support you in making these changes today. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.